What's up, guys? Team Blind MST here. We just got back from Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. We got top 4. Dan, what were you playing?
Nekroz.
You got to pick this mat for the win. It was like in order of however you topped. There were 4 mats. You got the, what are those 2 monsters?
Grand Soil and Moon and Glacia.
What were your matchups?
First round I played Volcanics, which everyone knows it's my worst matchup. Shadalls, Harpies.
You played Harpies?
Klees, and another Shadal. And Harpies were real. They had anti-spell, and every time I said a spell, they would just hunting around it.
Oh god.
What'd you
lose to?
And I lost to Shadalls, but it was my misplay, so it's my fault. So here it is. 3 Unicorn. 3 Velk. I like 3 Velk instead of 2 just because you want to open Unicorn and Velk first turn and do the combo and draw 2 and then search your mirrors. So 2 real because it's at 2. 1 Colossalus. You don't need 2 anymore because you only played 2 because 1 used to be on board with the Djinn lock and you needed ways to get your spells, but now that Djinn's banned, you only need 1, in my opinion. I only play 1 Trish because I choose to play 3 Velk over it, plus I just have never liked 2 Trish. I know some people tried it and they liked it, but not me. I play 1 Decisive Armor. Tower Turbo's a thing, and he's your only way to get out over towers with Trish or Velk.
Without going to the extra deck?
There's nothing in the extra deck besides like Zubaba General that can get over.
Crab King can.
Well, I don't play Crab King.
I'm saying.
Well, yeah. You'd have to have an out in your extra deck to towers.
Right.
So I like this. Plus, like, the extra deck monsters can be stopped through skill drain and lose a turn and Fiendish Chains, like stuff like that. And then this just beats it. 1 copy of Shrit because he's now at 1.
How much did that hurt the deck?
Early game, it's relatively the same. It's just late game. Your cycle play with Shrit, like, it makes the deck a lot more fair. This definitely was the right hit. If this thing was banned, the deck would be dramatically worse. So it definitely did its job being at 1. And then you play Dance Princess now because Dance Princess, when she's tributed, you can add a banish card, so aka your Shrit. Plus, like, if people play Vanity's Fiend in the main or spell cancelers, this is your out. Dance Princess, Decisive Armor. And then your 6 Jews, just to make this deck really consistent. There's no reason not to play.
Would you ever side them out?
No. Someone today sided out 2 Senjus, and I was like, what are you doing? I made 1 Denko. No real reason. There's so much room. You have like 9 spots to play with, and this is just a card I decided to play. I might actually cut it, because she was sided out almost every game. And I made 2 Maxies.
Would you put a 3rd Maxi in for that against if you take out the Denko?
No, because Klees are still played heavily, and actually Maxi actually did pretty good against Klee today because everyone's playing Tower Turbo. So when they pendulum, I drew. I mean, it's only 1, but better than nothing. Better than being completely dead.
Upstart's not bad.
I decided to main triple MST.
I hate that.
I've seen a lot of people not maining this, and I don't understand how they can win, because 1 mistake beats you. Done. You lose. So, plus this deck only really loses to Backrow, so there's no real reason not to play. Leave those there. Play 2 Lance in mine now. I didn't play Lance to protect the Djinn, so it's kind of weird now that I do play Lance. I'm probably going to take it out. I tested it today. It got sided out almost every game. It's mainly for like BA, but after playing like so many Shadalls, this card's terrible against Shadalls. It would have been pretty good against Klees too, but Twisters and hands are much better, so you need stuff to side out. So, and then 2 Kaleidoscope, 2 Cycle, and 2 X Mirror, 2/2/2.
What was the best mirror last format?
I personally think Cycle was the best mirror, just with 2 Shrit or 3 Shrit, whatever you played. I played 2. I don't see why I play more, but just this card was nuts. But now, probably the best mirror would be Kaleidoscope, because you play 3 Velk, 3 Unicorn. Plus, it was arguably probably the best one already, because it's a free +1 to summon Unicorn from your extra deck. So The one of prep. It's a one of. This card is nuts. Obviously, you always want to see it. You only need one Rhoda now because you don't need a Dijin out. Plus, obviously, you play one Colossus and one Shrit. Another one of Regeki. I decided to play one Dark Hole. Instead of 2 Dark Holes, I play one Book of Eclipse on the main deck still. Just because this can be used on your opponent's turn compared to a second Dark Hole. Plus, sometimes things protect themselves from card effects, so this doesn't target. Plus, you can still reuse Manju and Senju. Like, this is still good. I'll probably keep this. So. And I had upstarts in, and I didn't like upstarts. And then I didn't regret either of these all day. By far,
how the trench will do.
This was probably MVP of the day. Just setting this, and just like, I was playing Shadalls in the last round, and he had the Star Scepter combo, went off, then I trenchled him. And then this came in clutch against Cleese, which is kind of weird. Game 1, he was turbo, and I had Unicorn, and he had like tons in that extra deck to Pendulum Summon, and I flip Andes, and it won. Plus, this just beats the mirror match and everything else that needs a special. It's 40. I wouldn't play over 40. Token.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Day tokens.
Fours, Castell, Exciton, Emerald. I need a second Emerald. You need 2 Emerald. Ragnar Zero, Rhapsody. 101, because Vanity Lock with 101 is game in the mirror match. Diamond Dyer, Cowboy, Dweller, and then I didn't make this thing all day, but this into Diamond, it basically beats BA and Shadalls by itself. And what people don't realize, it's actually kind of good against Infernoids. They can't reasoning, so.
I think most people realize. Most people should know it's really good against Infernoids.
It's just this. You need these in every deck you play that plays fours. I think they're just too good. And I played 2 Herald. I actually do need 3 sometimes. It's kind of annoying, but by running 2 Daigusto Emerald, you can just recycle 1 first turn, and you recycle your Shred. So you never really need the 3rd one, but there have been times I'm like, damn, I really wish I needed the 3rd one. And then I play 2 12s, because I play 3 Valk and 3 Unicorn, so I always want to have, options to go into these. Like, this helps fuel the OTK to drop Unicorn and Valk at the same time. Two Fire and 2 Ice. Anything like Satellar Knights, Cleese, these are still like amazing against anything that's rogue. Really, these kind of just take care of the matchup by themselves. I don't have room for a 3rd Ice Hand, or I'd run 3 and 2, but I like 2 and 2. 1 Kaiku for the mirror match still, because I still love this card in the mirror match, because you can just leave it out there. You can't get trished, and they can't banish mirrors, etc. Also good against Infernoids. Early game it's not that good, but late game it's just terrible. Nasty. 3 Lancias.
What you said that against?
Just mainly, 100% for Infernoids, because it's like pass turn, standby phase, activate, and then they either have, like, if they play the Lightsworn Engine, they either have it or they don't, and they just pretty much pass from there. It's pretty much just like a mistake.
You don't side that against? You don't side that against Nekroz?
I'd probably side 2 in the mirror match. I wouldn't side 3. Just filling in more Backrow hate. Twisters. I like stuff that's like, I can react. If someone flips a mistake, I don't want to have to set a decree and then flip the decree. Like, I already lost my Brio search or whatever. So these are just, I prefer these. I actually play 1 Soul Release. It's kind of a joke, but I've never used it yet. It was actually to counter Infernoids at locals, and I think I might just keep it in, because if you take away 5 of their monsters, like, that's critical. 2 Shadow, because BA are still a thing, and this pretty much helps the matchup. Plus, like, you can run traps on this deck. I mean, you don't really need to, but you can. And then Shadalls too. And then I did play 2 Decrees. They didn't come in against anything because they're just too slow. Like, I played Harpies. He played ton of traps. You don't need it because Hunting Ground gets over it. It's not that good against even BA. I'd probably stick. That'd probably be the only thing.
What place did you get?
I took 2nd. And there was no clear-cut winner.
Well, I think it's time to end it.